and they had tape on the end of the bar.
They had tape on there.
They taped it because they couldn't put a clamp on there. And I'm like, this is an accident waiting for happen. I don't know who this guy is.
Insert video clip here. It exists.
And another command to release, and then we are underway.
So I went and got this sword and I had it engraved and it had like Rick Hussey's name on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it had Big Iron Jim on it. And that was like the first meet I did with him. So like here it is when he's getting close to the time he's gonna pass. He's trying to give me the sword back. And I'm like, man, this is a cool sword. Where'd you get this? And then I looked close at it and I saw it engraved. I'm like, I got you this. I'm like, I ain't taking this, man. So
that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably just wasn't feeling good. Probably, you know, knew that it wasn't gonna last long, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird because like the day he actually went, I mean, I had my phone shut off, so like it would, you know, at night, and he worked out that morning.
Really?
He was at the gym working out that morning, and then by the end of the day, he wasn't feeling good, went into the hospital, and you know, they said he went because of a blood clot. But
you guys were really close as a team. Like you hung out a lot, right? Like it wasn't just training. You'd eat together and
I mean,
watch football together or shit like that.
It was
right?
literally like that was your. I spent more time with them than I really did with my family.
Right.
Completely, especially driving an hour and a half to go there. By the time I got done training, it's like I didn't want to get in my car and just like drive right back.
Right.
So you end up hanging out, going to eat, just hanging out all day. You know.
Right. Do you like live in that area now? Did you move?
No, I mean I still live in Sioux City, Iowa. So like that was in Nebraska where Big Iron was.
Gotcha.
So I'm like an hour and a half away. But you know, we just kind of like restarted our own Big Iron. You know, Rick was gone, so I wanted to keep it going. Big Iron is, to me, more than just a gym. It's more of a family. My number one goal was not to just develop athletes and develop numbers so people could get stronger. I wanted the gym to be more like they felt like they could be a part of something more than just, you know, by themselves. I wanted them to build relationships, and I wanted them to feel like it could be a place that they could go to when maybe they didn't feel like they didn't have a place.
What about your start at Big Iron? What was that like?
Like when I started at Big Iron,
how'd you find out about it in the first place?
I did meets like from when I was in high school, and as soon as I got out of high school, I wanted to keep doing them, and they had a lot in Omaha. And so I'd go down there and compete, and there was actually a gym called Elite Gym, and that's what Rick opened in first. That was his first gym.
Right.
It was called Elite with this other gal, and they held powerlifting meets, so I went down there and did those meets, and then Rick started to develop a team, and then I went down there and I competed against his team. Do you remember Nick Hatch and those guys?
Yeah.
So they were competing in this meet. Justin Grouse, Jim Grande, all those guys, and I ended up kind of competing against them my first meet. And Rick was like, you know, I was a 198er. Well, that's what Rick was, 198er. He's like, yeah, man, I could train you to beat my record. Because you're okay. You know, he's not gonna tell you like you're strong or you're good. He's gonna be like, yeah, you ain't too bad. You know, you need to come down and train at our gym. So I'm like, man, all right, I'm up for that. Like, you don't have to ask me twice.
Right.
So I started making that trip, and man, like the first meet I did, well, we did a bench meet, like 4 weeks. I trained there, and in 4 weeks, I benched over 500.
Come on now.
You know, I was eating up to make 198 at that point in time. But remember when there was Worlds in Calgary, Canada that year? That year was my first Worlds, and you know, I beat his records and ended up getting third at that one. That was when I really got started, man. My first real meet was doing that World he got me into, and then from there, just like, man, just kept climbing.
Let's grab another plate on here. You got an itch to do it anymore? I mean, you still lift heavy, you still throw around some weights, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I do. You know, we had a big powerlifting meet a couple weeks ago that Bill Carpenter put on. that we took about 30 lifters out of our gym to do. And a lot of, there was
Why
some.
is this guy so big?
Why is this guy? Well, you were talking, I had to start recruiting the taller guys. You were just talking about Westside having all these tall, big guys.
Right.
I'm like, I gotta change it up here.
Right.
But I've been kind of training heavy lately. That's why I'm a little bit put more weight on, because every time I trained heavy, when I kept staying lean, I kept getting hurt.
Getting banged up.
So I'm like, man, I want to put a little bit of weight on. And we had some new guys that were wanting to do a powerlifting meet, and I was kind of working out with them. So I'm like, if I'm going to be doing this shit, I need to gain a little bit of weight so I don't get hurt. So I've been actually training heavy lately, but I mean, only for probably the last 8 weeks or so. But I haven't done this, Mark, seriously, since powerlifting. Since I got done, I have not trained this heavy.
Right.
I didn't know if my body can handle it, to be honest. You did like one of the, out at the Olympia, remember we did that bench for rep type of thing?
And the guy almost died. The weight almost hit him in the head.
Dude, did you know who that guy was
No,
before he came out there that day?
I forget who he was.
Dude, I remember like, they're like, yeah, this guy's gonna do a 1,000-pound bench press. And they said his name. I've never heard of him before. I'm like, he's gonna die. I mean, like, I don't even know who this guy is. We know everybody that can lift that kind of weight. And I'm like, I've never heard of this guy. And they're like, hey man, Shawn Frankl, will you go up there and give a side spot? I'm like, hell no, I've never heard of this guy. I ain't spotting him, man. I'm gonna tear my bicep off for this guy. And man, as soon as they unloaded it, it was like straight to his forehead. I think it actually like kind of like
scalped him.
Scalped off. I mean, he's lucky that he's alive. I mean, that could have crushed him.
That was insane. And I think they wanted to use the 100-pound plates to make it look more significant, but then no one could spot.
And they had tape on the end of the bar.
They had tape on there.
They taped it because they couldn't put a clamp on there. And I'm like, this is an accident waiting to happen. I don't know who this guy is.
Insert video clip here. It exists.
And another command to release, and then we are underway. We are going to demand from you, an awesome audience, a thunderous round of applause for this endeavor. So let's get behind them. Come on. Woo. All right, he's okay. Let's give a big round of applause. He's okay. He moves with cat-like reflexes away from that bar.
That
was weird. It was like 800 for reps, and then it was 700 for reps, and then 600 for reps. Yeah, I think I did 800 for one, and I almost died. And then I tried 700 for reps, and like my bench shirt blew out or something.
Did it?
It was a tragic day for me.
Yeah. it was something different. I'd never done anything like that before when they came out with that super lifting or whatever.
Right.
But it was, I remember when.
It was great that it started at like 800 pounds. That's what was cool about it.
Yeah.
We're going to start with 800 pounds.
Reps here with 800.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, the first time I did it, see, like they had done the first one, I think at an expo. Was it in Texas or something? There was an expo in Texas or something where they started it. So like Coker and these guys have done it before, and then so like my first time was doing it was at the Olympia.
Right.
I never done it before, and they're like, well, you got to go first. I'm like, I've never done this. You guys done this before?
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, man, whatever. I'm not gonna be. Whatever. I'll do it first. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, some way I got to use this for my advantage, some way. Which I don't know how I'm gonna do that, because if you're going second, you know what you got to beat.
Right.
And Jesse Kellum was in it. So it was like me, Coker, Jesse Kellum, all tied with, I don't know if it was, whatever it was, 700 or 600 we tied in the same amount of reps.
Right.
And they're like, well, you got to go another round. Well, Jesse Kellum was the last one in the flight. And so since I did it first, I had the most rest. I'm ready to go again. Let's go right now. So I'm like, I wanted to do it right away while these two are still tired, you know? So it ended up, and then I ended up beating them because they were too tired. They're about ready to puke.
That's the way to do it. Got to always try to find an advantage somewhere.
That's right.
Anybody lift in gear anymore?
You know, a lot of people at Jim Grandick's gym that he trains with, there are a lot of those that do still training gear. I don't really have anybody that does. We do all raw.
It's just really time consuming. Like, it seems like the briefs and stuff's not too bad, but the bench shirt, especially like you need spotters. Someone has to hold the boards.
Yeah.
You need someone wiggling you in it every time. I mean, the whole thing takes forever.
It does. It takes like twice as long.
Do one more round of this and we'll hop into some deadlifts.
All right.
You ever mess with any sort of speed training? I know you guys really didn't. It was more like just overload, right?
Yeah. I still don't do much speed stuff.
Switch back and forth though between you do reps here and there, right? Or not even. Well,
We'll start out. We'll do triples, and then as we get closer to the meets, doubles, singles.
Right.
And I kind of just had to develop a different type of. I mean, it's still big iron training, but with raw training, you got to do it a little different just because you're not having the gear. So
Yeah.
if we're going to train heavy every week and you're raw, you're going to get beat up, you're going to get hurt.
Right.
And
you don't get the same amount of like volume, like because you can't lift as heavy.
yeah.
So the singles and doubles and triples really kind of make a lot of sense when you're in bench to squat suit. But when you're raw, you might have to like build with sets of 5 and sets of 8 and things like that.
Yep, I'll do, like for benching, we'll do 5-3 and either a 2-1, but then then I'll add in, so say we do slingshot work, so you can still do maybe doubles, triples, and slingshot,
Right.
and then we'll add maybe like chains with the slingshot and chains,
Right.
and the poundage changes, depending on what weak point
Right.
that lifter has. So we'll use different tools. We still do a lot of heavy reverse band squats, which we always did,
Right.
but I kind of do a rotation with that. So
Those feel really good. I like that exercise a lot. Really good for the mental side of things, right?
Well, because you can handle your core still picking that weight up, and like you said, mentally,
Yeah.
you think you're lifting that weight, but at the bottom, it's not tearing your hips up like it would if it was just straight weight.
Right.
So we'll do like a week where we do straight weight, where we do reverse bands, and then a week where we do like a chain weight, and we kind of rotate through. And we got it sets up with our deadlift program to where our heaviest days on the squat, you're having like maybe a deload on your deadlift.
Isn't it crazy the weights people are deadlifting right now? Like,
dude, there's a lot of people doing it.
a lot of people are pulling 800-900 pounds. And then the girls have been going crazy.
And all raw.
Girls are pulling 400 pretty easy nowadays, and there's a lot of 500. And now there's a couple girls pulling 6.
Yeah, that is. And squat.
Yep.
Squatting 550 pounds. I mean, at low body weights.
Yep. See someone like Larry Wheels just ripping up those huge weights, and you're not sure. You're like, should I try to train like this guy? And then you're like, well, okay, so he seems like a mutant, you know?
Yeah, that guy, he is just coming on. It seems like he just keeps coming on.
Yeah.
I'm watching him, and he did that bodybuilding show, and I'm watching the videos of him, and I'm thinking, man, just please don't get hurt.
Yeah.
After doing a show and training heavy, wow,
Right.
I've done that and tear stuff off, and I'm like, man, I want him to last long. I want to have a good career.
You were on a really good roll for like 5 years, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, he had little
he won't
injuries.
say it, but I'll say it for him. For 5 years, no one could touch this guy. No one was even in the same league. There's guys like Dave Hoff. Basically, after Shawn retired, Dave Hoff started winning a lot of big meets, and Dave Hoff is a ridiculously awesome lifter. But Shawn used to kick his ass. Uh-oh, a little bit of chalk. Get a plate down for you next time so you can get to that chalk bowl.
Always thinking.
There you go. Good. Here we go now. Use your legs, get your hips in there. There we go, nice.
Chest,
good.
boom. Yep.
Good.
Big air in that stomach. Yep, chin.
Nice. Try 2 more. Let's stay with it now.
Big air. Use those legs. Legs,
Yep.
chest.
Good. Nice push.
Good.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Nice. It was too easy for you.
Mm-hmm. Go to 4 plates. Do like a set here and move on to something else.
All right, here we go, Mark. Tight and light. Yeah. Solid, yep. Yep.
Come on, lock it in now. There we go, nice. Smooth. Nice work. You used to get nervous at all when you'd lift?
Yeah, I did, man, at first, man.
Like even sometimes it's probably training at big iron period, probably nerve-wracking when you first started, right?
Yeah, when you first start, I would, I mean, some of the meets, like for instance, like that, you know, Calgary and some of those big meets, you travel that far. Like one year,
You travel that far and you're with other people.
And then you, man, like,
It's all kind of riding on you.
Out, you go that far. I went to Chicago for the WPO semifinals that one year, and I had it in Chicago, and bombed out. Went up to my room. My wife's like, the only way I could get to the Arnold was if I went to Finland that year. So I went and booked the room for Finland.
Here we go. Come on, good strong pull now. Yep, there we go. Nice, good.
There you go.
Yep.
Come on, tight abs.
Yep.
Come on. Yeah.
There we go. Good.
There you go. Yeah.
Good. Keep pushing. Drive it. Nice.
Come on, come on, come on. Tight, tight.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Good.
Chest. Yes.
Woo.
Good, man.
Very good. Good set.
That's awesome. But yeah, so I went and booked my flight to Finland. I didn't have a passport. Should have thought about that ahead of time. $700 later. So I went into this and I told my wife, I said, just don't worry, man, I'll win some money. I'll pay it back. So yeah, that was a good thing. I ended up winning some money, so it paid for that trip.
Right.
But man, I was nervous. You get those suits on, and then for me, when I get real nervous, I have to take a piss all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And then how you gonna do that when you got a Leviathan on?
Yeah, once you have that suit on.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, once you have that suit on, you're done.
All right, Bryce.
Here we go.
Do this. There you go.
You'll be talking about this guy pulling 800 before you know it.
Yep.
The way
That's
he's
the
built.
plan.
Huge.
What'd you weigh when you first came to the gym? You should have seen him when he first came. He's like 220 pounds, dude. He's like 295 now.
You hear that, Terrell?
He's like, I want to power lift. I'm like, we got to change your look a little bit here.
That's what I was telling him. I was like, usually they tell you like right off the bat, you got to gain like 40 or 50 pounds.
Yep.
That's like entry level.
A picture of us on bench night. I'm standing next to Shawn. That's from a couple years ago. I just looked like
String bean.
like, who is that guy?
Keep those abs
Here we
tight.
go. Come on, Andrew.
Come on, I should feel lighter.
Here we go.
Get tight. Bigger.
Come on. Use those legs. Come on now. Here we go. Leg drive. Drive with the legs.
It. Just tight.
Drive with the legs. Drive with the legs.
Yeah.
Good. Pop it through. Yep.
There
Good.
you go. Nice. Hit.
Yep. Good.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
Bring this one down. Good.
Nice, man. Look good.
295.
Nice. Typical
job.
coach doesn't give you 300.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're chipping away.
Baby
I did
steps.
that with a box squat, and he's like, "Wait, how much is it?" I was like, "Oh, it's 95. You can't celebrate. You gotta do it again."
Yeah, next week.
You know what? I mean, today's the day. Let's just put 300 on there. Let's just go for it.
I like it.
So yeah, put the quarter dime and 2.5.
I like it. Today's the day.
I mean, he's been talking about wanting to do it, and I had him do it off an elevated surface so far, but not all the way from the ground, you know? Come on now, let's go.
Get this.
Let's go, we need this. Come on
See
now.
it coming up, man. It's even better than the last one even. Make this better than that
Come
last
on.
one. Come on.
We know you can do it.
Yeah.
Show us what's up. Let's see it. Come on now.
Keep those legs involved, man.
You
Big
can do
air.
it. You can do it. Get in your head right now. You can do this weight.
Hold that in your stomach. Get that big air.
You did the last one for 2. You just got to do 1 on this.
Come on, just like a leg press.
Here we
Leg
go now.
press
Yep.
it up. Leg
Drive
press
it.
it
Drive
up.
it. Yep.
Leg
Stay
press
with
it
it.
up.
Stay with
Get
it.
up.
Stay with it.
Head
Yep.
up.
Stay with
Head
it.
up.
Stay with it. Stay with it.
There
Yeah.
we go.
There we go.
Nice.
Woo!
That's it, baby.
Yeah.
That's
Hell
good,
yeah.
man. That's good, dude.
Now you can retire.
Awesome job. Now you can retire.
Just fucking.
Now we got to go to a meeting and do it. I thought
That's
you
right.
said.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Now we can do it on.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. Now we got to do it on game day, right?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Hell yeah. Well, you did all those reps beforehand too. Got in some work.
All right.
All you need is one of the strongest powerlifters of all time to be hanging out with us and just rub right off on you. That's it. Shawn, did you ever have a goal to try to like beat some, like obviously you want to be like the best, you know, around and best for the time, but did you have goals to try to beat like guys like Ed Cohn, or did you feel that you can't really compare because of like the way that he lifted?
I never compared myself to. I mean, Ed, man, that's the GOAT, man. That's the guy, man. You can't compare yourself to that guy. But you know, it was just so 2 different worlds too. So
Yeah. It was way
I just
different.
from what we were doing and for this playing field, I wanted to take it as far as I could. And when I went into a meet, normally as if I hit my openers, I'd win.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had to think differently. I always thought of, who's that guy that's coming up 10 years?
Right.
You don't know him right now, but he's there and he's going to beat you. Right. That was my talk, is he's going to beat you. He ain't here yet, so how far are you going to push yourself? Because somebody's going to do more than what you just did.
Right.
And just because of the time we were doing it, like, oh yeah, those were really great numbers. And it's like, oh wow. But somebody is going to beat you.
Right.
So what are you going to do about it today?
In your weight class, like, I mean, the other guys must have been a few 100 pounds behind, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think high 23s to 2,400 pound total was like the nearest guy. And, you know,
And you're doing 26 and 27
yeah,
regularly.
So like, you know, so I had to think differently and put my mind out there differently, you know.
A lot of times you'd end up beating the super heavies too, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of meets that were like, I mean, I think when I hit that 26:30, that total put me in the top all-time totals in the top 10 ever at any body weight when I did that 26:30 at that time.
Right.
But that was like 2009 or whenever it was.
Yeah, the numbers went up quite a bit, and then
Oh, yeah.
everyone dropped off and stopped doing
Yeah.
multi-play.
It kind of was like a lot of the West Side guys left and a lot of our guys left, and it kind of, you know, AJ Roberts, and I mean, there was just a lot of guys.
You do like an old guys meet, like where we could like wrap up and wear whatever we want kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. Like the old guys.
Like a high box squat,
Yeah.
slingshot, bench press, a partial range of motion deadlift meet with
Sounds
straps.
good. I'm in. I'm in. With hydraulics.
That's right. That's right. All right, you pick out a couple exercises for us there, champ.
Pick it, Bryce. I don't care what we do. I always pick shit that's the hard shit. So if I pick it, we're gonna do like dumbbell rows or something stupid, and that won't help me tomorrow.
Right.
These ones, these grips.
Right here?
Yeah, these are.
Here we
These
go.
are good ones.
Perfect. Look how wide this back is over here. So when I first met him, I've seen videos and stuff, but when I first saw him in person, it's kind of weird to say because he was competing usually at 198 or 220, but he was the biggest powerlifter I ever seen. The first time I met him, I never seen anybody that wide before.
As you were looking down at me.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing down there? I thought he was wearing fucking shoulder pads or something.
He goes, "You need some stilts? I need to talk to you face to face."
That's right. But yeah, you want to have a big bench. You want to have a big squat, big deadlift. A lot of it's going to come from back here. Look how dense the traps are. Kind of feel when you get tight that you almost bench off of all that, right?
Yeah, man.
Like it's like a launching pad.
That's why I like doing pause, you know, as far as like doing raw meets and you have to pause at the bottom.
Yeah.
I enjoy sitting at the bottom.
Right, it feels
It
good.
like feels good for my back's holding the weight.
Right.
It's like a lot of people have a hard time getting it started, and I'm like, that's all out of your back.
Right.
You keep your back and lats tight, you can hold there and just sit there with it, and that's what you're firing with to get it initially going, you know?
Right.
So that's never been a problem with doing that pause stuff.
Right. Did you kind of know when it was like over?
Powerlifting?
Yeah.
Or, dude, when Rick passed,
You just didn't want to do another meet
I
without him?
just, man, that was something I did with Rick. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't just powerlifting for me, it was who I was doing it with. And that was a huge thing, because I had been getting hurt years previous to that. And I'd done a couple interviews with, remember Jamie Harris?
Yeah. Big bencher, right?
Yeah, and we had talked, and he's asking me, he had me and Rick both on there asking questions. And it was like Rick even said, he's like, you know, I'm kind of living through Shawn right now doing this, you know?
Right.
I'm like, thanks, dude. Now I cannot quit. I can never have a break, you know? So I mean, I really didn't take a break until when he passed. It was like, okay, now I can let my body kind of heal up and recover from that. And
Right.
and just it was just time. Something in my heart was just saying, it's just time to do something different, man.
Did you want to go back to it at any point, or you've been pretty okay with not?
It's just different.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would like to maybe go do something, but the priority right now isn't so much about me.
Right.
It's about my kids, my family. It's about my lifters. I'd rather see my lifters go do something big than what do I got? What am I going to do? I mean, do something less than I've done. Wow. It's not fun to watch, you know.
Right.
But watching those guys do something, I get more out of that. You know how it is watching your guys, I'm sure. You know, it's like him hitting this 300 today.
Nice.
I mean, that was awesome.
It
You know
was
what I
great.
mean? I thought that was cool. So I get more out of that now.
Yeah.
So it's less about
Kids,
me.
don't get domesticated.
Yeah.
Don't get married. Just keep lifting.
Don't
No
get married.
distractions. Be a savage your whole life. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like you don't want to end up like this.
Yeah. That's what you got to look
Thanks,
forward
man.
to.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me, man.
So much fun.
Thanks for having me.
Now what happened?
So, that damn place to eat last night,
Oh,
right next to that tattoo shop. I'm like, shit. He's never had a tattoo before.
uh-oh.
So I'm like, we got to give him something to remember coming out here. So of course, then I had to do it too.
Uh-oh.
So we both got these little,
Oh, there you go.
and he got one on his.
Look at that.
On his back.
That's awesome.
I'm like, well, you'll
It's like
remember
a
this.
Big Iron Gym
We-
slash
we
ST
told
logo.
ya. We told you, I'm like,
That's
I
fucking
gotta
great.
run this into Mark
You guys
tomorrow.
are crazy bastards, man. That's great.
Yeah, let's.
There we go.
All right, 1, 2,
You can
3,
crop in some abs,
2,
right?
3.
Well, let me get this.
That actually looks really cool.
Right at me, guys. 1, 2, 3.
What's even what's even crazier?
Uh-oh.
What's even crazier is that is the first place I ever went to get an ST logo made.
Was it really?
Yeah, that place made that logo right there.
To draw it up.
The exact place they went to. The guy, like whoever made it, maybe he doesn't even work there anymore. But yeah, that was the first at that
Oh,
exact
wow.
spot, which is really
Well, there you
really
go.
weird.
It all comes together.
It all comes together.